Mr. Thayer here, Syracuse Academy of Science and Citizenship, back with another math lesson. Today we're looking at Module 5, Lesson 17. We're going to practice placing various fractions on a number line. Okay, so today's example is we are going to look at those whole number fractions and some various other fractions, and we're going to place them on a number line. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from a number line. We're going to figure out how many pieces need to be cut into that number line, label it, and then plot some points. Okay, so I have three examples that I'm going to work with first with you on. Here is example number 1. We have these numbers 11 thirds, 6 thirds, and 8 thirds, and we need to place them on a number line. Okay, and the number line they gave us goes from 2 all the way to 4. Okay, so the first thing we need to understand is we're going to look right at that denominator, and we are dealing with thirds. Okay, so we are cutting things into thirds. So what I like to do is come over on my number line here, and I'm going to cut things into thirds. I'm not going to make 3 cuts. I'm only going to make 2 cuts. 2 cuts and 2 cuts. So I have 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I have thirds. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go and solve those whole number fractions right here. Okay. We know that our denominator for all 3 of these fractions is 3. Okay, we know that that is 3. So we have to figure out what the numerator is going to be. And to figure out the numerator, all we do is we multiply that 2 times the 3 there, and that will give us 6. So 6 thirds is the equivalent fraction here. Okay, and then 3 and 3 here, so 3 times 3 is going to give us 9 thirds. We'll fill that equivalent fraction in. And then 4 and 3 here, we know, just by looking at this, 6, 9, this is going to be 12 over here. 12 thirds, and that is our equivalent fraction. Okay? We can go in now, if we really wanted to, and we could put 7 thirds, 8 thirds, 9 thirds, 10 thirds, 11 thirds. We can go in there and we can plot all those points if we want to. I'm just going to use it as is, and I have enough here on my number line to help me. So the first plot we want to do is 11 thirds. So here's 12 thirds right here. I'm just going to count backwards, and that will give me 11 thirds right there for that answer. I got that one knocked out. 6 thirds, that's one of our equivalent fractions. We can find that right away. We know that that is right here on that plot line. And then our last number is 8 thirds. So we know here's 9 thirds right here. I can count backwards, and that would be 8 thirds on my number line. Okay, so the key there is to understand, really got to understand where you are on the number line. A lot of times you're going to see examples where we might start at 0. Here we started at 2. Okay, 2, 3, and 4. So we had to understand what our denominators and our numerator looked like. So we had 2 here. We understood that our denominators were 3 for everything, and then we just multiplied pieces to get us those equivalent fractions. Okay? That was practice with thirds. Let's take a look at practicing with fourths. So we have to plot 20 fourths, 13 fourths, and 23 fourths on there. Okay? As you can see, this number line plots from 3 to 6. So what we need to do is we're going to break them, and we're going to break them into fourths. So we're not going to make 4 cuts. We're going to make 3 cuts. I like to do 1 in the middle, 1 there, 1 there. Let's make 3 cuts here. Okay, and then 3 cuts there so that we understand that those are broken into fourths. Okay, next thing I like to tackle is I like to go to look for those equivalent fractions here. And we know our denominator is 4. Okay, our denominator there is 4, 4, and 4. Okay, just have to find that numerator. The easy way to find that numerator is multiply those 2 numbers together. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. And if you pay attention, you can just see that these numbers are going up by 4. So 4 more from 20, or 6 times 4 is going to give you 24 fourths. Okay, so we plotted those. Pretty simple. Like I said, we can go through here and put 13, 14, 15, 17. We could plot those all out. We have a good gist of this. It's just a matter of reading where we need to be. The first one is 24ths. Boom. It's right there. That's an easy one. One of those equivalent ones. Okay. And then 13/4. Well, here's 12. Let's go one more step. Give us 13/4. Very good. And then 23/4. I can slide all the way over to 24 and just count backwards once. And I have 23/4. Okay? A lot of these problems rely on just setting up that number line. Once you set the number line up and you have everything incorrectly, this part is easy, plotting the lines. So making sure, paying details, attention, or paying attention to detail on this and getting the number line correct is huge, because this plotting is the easy part. All right, so really focus on that. And now I have a word problem for us to finish up with. All right, it says Wayne went on a 4-kilometer hike. He took a break at 4/3. He took a drink of water at 10/3. We want to plot those lines. All right, so what I did was I know that Wayne went on a 4-kilometer hike, so there's 0 to 4 on our number line. Okay, and we're going to plot that now. So we're going to look at the denominator here. We see the denominator is 3. So we need to break this into thirds. So I'm going to break this into thirds here. 2 lines, 2 cuts, 2 cuts. Now I got 3 pieces. Okay? And then what I like to do is I like to go in and I like to find the equivalents. So I know for 0 here, and for 1, and for 2, and for 3, and for 4, my denominator is going to be 3. Okay? So I multiply 0 and 3, we know that's going to be 0. 1 times 3, we know that's going to be 3. 2 times 3, we know that numerator is going to be 6. 3 times 3, we know that numerator is going to be 9. And 4 times 3, we know our numerator is going to be 12/3, 12/3. So I have 0/3, 3/3, which is 1, 6/3, which is 2, 9/3. Fix that up a little bit. 9/3, which is 3, and 12/3, which is 4. Okay? So all we need to do is plot these 2 lines here. We know he took a break at 4/3, and he had water at 10/3. So 4/3, well, here's 3/3. One more here is going to be 4/3. And we know that he took a break here, so I'm going to put the letter B in there. Okay, and then he took a drink of water at 10/3. Well, here's 9/3. One more here would be 10/3. And then we'll put W there for water. Okay? I know it looks kind of messy. This is another one of those things, like I said, use that scrap paper, and you really have to set that number line. If you set the number line up, you'll be good to go. Making sure you know where those whole numbers go, plot the points, and knowing the cuts. That comes from practice, and that comes from just kind of putting in the work and understanding what we need to do. So that was our lesson for today. Head over to the exit ticket, check it out. There's more to follow up, and I'll talk to you guys soon.